Now that we've finished the account access setup, we've also implemented our ISE code. It's time to validate our infrastructure code and then prepare the Helm values.yaml for the load balancer controller, followed by the preparation of the sample applications. But before this, there is something important I wanted to highlight. So we have a few requirements for the EKS cluster. If we intend to run our load balancer in given public subnets, you need to tag the subnets with this key value. Then if you need also to run the load balancer in given private subnets, that is for internal load balancers, you will need also to use these tags. This is the key of the tag, and this is the value of the tag, which is 1. Then another requirement for the EKS Fargate cluster, you need at least 2 availability zones in your VPC. Each subnet should have a minimum of 8 available IP addresses. Then for the controller, versions lower than 2.1.1, you are required to tag subnets, but for versions greater than 2.1.1, this is optional, although it's recommended to tag your subnets with the cluster name in case your VPC will be shared across multiple clusters. That way you can identify which particular subnet is used by which particular cluster. Then we have a few ingress requirements which we'll review while setting up the ingress resources. We'll need to annotate our ingress resource with this annotation to indicate or to communicate to the load balancer controller that we need an application load balancer. Then for Fargate clusters, we can't use the target type of instances. So for our case, we'll be using a target type of IP. Then for the sharing of a single application load balancer, which we'll be doing in this case, you have to use an ingress group annotation, and you have to pass the group name as shown here. So this is the annotation name up to the full colon, and then the group name goes here. We'll also cover this while reviewing the ingress resources. And then with the ingress resource groups, you can define a default backend. This default backend can be given the lowest group order so that it will be the last one to be loaded in case nothing else matches within your cluster. So let's go back and finish implementing our infrastructure code and then prepare the necessary prerequisites.